In the later part of August, when Vice President Joe Biden visited China, he stated that he, quote, fully understood the one-child policy and that he's not second-guessing it, his words. The one-child per couple policy is the most egregious systematic attack on mothers ever. For my vice president to publicly state that he fully understands the one-child policy and then say he won't second-guess it is unconscionable and sells out every mom in the PRC who has suffered from this abuse. I invited the Vice President to join us at this hearing and to explain his full understanding of the one-child policy. I've been informed that he's not in D.C. today and could not attend. Given the grave importance of this issue and literally millions of lives at stake, I extend to the Vice President an open invitation to testify at a hearing at his convenience to share his, quote, understanding with the subcommittee and what actions, if any, the Obama administration will take in ending this barbaric policy. Not only is the current administration turning a blind eye to the atrocities being committed under the one-child per couple policy, but it's even contributing financial support, contrary to U.S. law, through the UNFPA. As I said 27 years ago, on May 9, 1984, I offered the first foreign aid amendment to deny funding to any organization, I don't care who it is, that in any way supports or co-manages a coercive population control program. I asked Wei Jingsheng, the father of the Democracy War movement, at a hearing like this, after he got out of prison, what he thought about the UNFPA's complicity in forced abortion in China. And he said it was an abomination. And went on to say, to have the UN working hand in glove with the state family planning cadres in oppressing women is unthinkable, and yet it's the reality. I would point out that in June of 2008, Deputy Secretary of State John Negroponte notified Congress that under the previous administration that the UNFPA was denied funding because, and he said this, because it provided financial and technical resources through its six-cycle China country program to the National Population and Family Planning Commission and related agencies. He also pointed out that the UNFPA and all foreign organizations operating there fully comply, adhere to Chinese law. So they follow what is prescribed by the State Family Planning Council and then adhere to it and implement that very policy that so injures and hurts women. On one of my several trips to Beijing, I challenged Peng Peiyong, then China's director of the nation's population control program, to end the coercion, and we had a very robust debate. Madam Peng told me that the UNFPA was very supportive of the one-child per couple policy and repeatedly said that they say there's no coercion. So how could I be raising the issue when this organization had so whitewashed and presented for all comers and all critics that it is a totally voluntary program? As a matter of fact, for 30 years, the UNFPA has heaped praise on China's program, again, to the detriment of the women who have suffered so egregiously.